In today's episode of game concepts I never thought would be marketable, we have the newly released Necrosmith 2. In this game, you gather up dead body parts before smushing them together to create an army of the dead as you attempt to conquer the world. In this video, I'll be giving a full review of the game, rating it from decaf to fully caffeinated. This is something I do regularly on this channel, so if you want to see more indie game reviews, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Without further ado, let's grind this game down and see how it brews. Necrosmith 2 sees you enter a mysterious world that has been overrun by monsters. You journey back to the Necrosmith world, having learnt your lessons the first time in the first game, and this time you're sure there will be no mistakes. This is definitely a game that has some story woven in, but the story is pretty separate to the gameplay, and it's mostly told through some cutscenes and some dialogue in between the different level attempts. The world is a pixel art style world that features some pretty distinct biomes and landscapes that really create an otherworldly feel to the game. Overall, it's got a solid enough story that doesn't necessarily drive gameplay, but for this style of game, that's not really crucial. The world building is solid and sets the gameplay up well, so for story and world building, I'm rating Necrosmith 2 as juiced. If you like tower defense style games, this is definitely a dark twist on some tower defense mechanics. You'll start with just a tower and some body parts, and you'll need to construct each of your soldiers, ensuring they've all got a head, 2 arms, 2 legs, and a torso, and you need a certain amount of mana to be able to reanimate the body parts, and that varies depending on which parts you've selected. There's a range of different types of body parts you can find, with each one having different stats and some having bonus skills that come with them, like being able to cross water. The day works on a day-night cycle where you'll be attacked by enemies during the day, and then you'll have the night to roam around and collect resources. In addition to body parts, you can find other materials to upgrade your tower, as well as gold to buy upgrades in between level attempts, and mana, which is needed to be able to animate your soldiers. Each of your soldiers has different modes you can select to control them, including things like attack mode, defend the tower mode, and collect resource mode. So you can tailor your army to wage war with a range of different strategies. Once you progress a little bit in the game, you unlock the ability to build titans, which require a significant amount of parts to build, but are also really strong and necessary to take on some of the harder monsters. The aim of the game is to wipe out all of the enemies on the map and keep your tower standing while you do. Necrosmith 2 has some pretty great mechanics that definitely feel fun and addictive. Being able to unlock upgrades in between the levels means that each level feels slightly different and adds to the replayability of the game. It can feel a little bit on the harder side at the beginning, but true to many games in this genre, as you unlock upgrades and try different strategies, the game definitely becomes more fun. It's a simple, done well kind of game, so for gameplay, I'm rating Necrosmith 2 as fully caffeinated. In terms of performance, Necrosmith 2 ran really well for me. I didn't have any bugs or any issues with any of the gameplay features, and the game controls felt great and are generally pretty easy to pick up. The game is really well executed, so for performance, I'm rating Necrosmith 2 as fully caffeinated. Necrosmith 2 has a really cool vibe to the game. The graphics are an edgy pixel art style with a vibrant color palette that really suits the theme of the game. The music is a whole vibe and really transports you to the quirky Necrosmith world, and the sound effects are really great, confirming you are about to lose because your tower is being attacked. Overall, the design of the game sets a really fun yet dark and mysterious aesthetic, which is executed really well. So for design, I'm rating Necrosmith 2 as fully caffeinated. Necrosmith 2 definitely has a pretty unique theme. While a lot of the mechanics and functionality of the game are familiar and similar to other games in the same genre, the unique theme of the game changes the whole vibe. I'm actually not typically a huge fan of tower defense games, but I loved this one and found it really fun and engaging. This is a game that definitely stands out, so for originality, I'm rating Necrosmith 2 as fully caffeinated. Necrosmith 2 is a really great game that is executed really well. The unique theme is such a fun spin on the tower defense genre, and with a quirky soundtrack and design aesthetic, this is a game that actually really gives me Gargamel vibes. We've ground the beans, we've carefully weighed and pressed the grinds and brewed this game down. Now, it's time for a taste test. Necrosmith 2 is fully caffeinated. Necrosmith 2 is available now on Steam. You can find the link in the description below. Have you played any of the Necrosmith games? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Until next time, stay caffeinated.